I feel like we should just start it over because that was way too embarrassing. I'm just gonna start this video off by being totally transparent. I tried to film this whole entire, I guess, monologue, and of course in the middle of me getting really deep with everything, I come to find out there's still somebody in one of the offices here. And they came out as I was recording and talking to my camera, and oh my god, that was the most embarrassing thing I've ever experienced. It probably wasn't, I'm sure I've gone through worse, but that was pretty bad. I tried to play it off like I was on like a FaceTime or something, and even though I don't have headphones in, and there was no sound coming out of the phone, but it's fine, we'll roll with it. We'll just go with the punches and try it again. It's fine anyways, because I was wearing, we'll call it a shacket. It's my shirt jacket that I wear when I ride my bike home. And I was starting to get way too overheated anyway, so I needed to get that layer away from me, and now we'll try it again. How did I even start this off? I feel like I was already on like a weird random tangent, and yeah, I guess I just wanted to recap the day, because I feel like that's a good start. See, now every time I hear a sound, I'm going to think that somebody coming out of a doorway, because you never know. Sometimes there's just people here, even though there's not cars. There's like work vans and trucks and stuff, but I would think that there's nobody here, so. As you can see, I'm wearing my Joe shirt. Joe Kiri. Look, there's going to be a lot of this, a lot of randomness. It's not going to make sense, I'm sure, but we're here for it. I'm going to do my best. Yeah, so today I set out to get here, do my tattoo. It was a simpler concept than I usually do, so like many days I was hoping that I would be able to complete it quicker than I did and jump right into drawing, because I've said it a bajillion times, I'll say it a bajillion more probably, but I have been so bad about staying on task, and you know, I've gotten lazy, I've gotten procrastinatory. I don't know if that's a word, probably not, but I just need to be better with being more productive in a smaller time frame of the day. I'm not wording this right. I need to be better about being more productive in one day and not overthinking and being a perfectionist and getting in my head and, again, procrastinating to the point where I'm kind of spreading everything out too much, and it's making it so that I'm clearly not getting as much done as I could and should, and it's negatively impacting my day-to-day life. And so this year has been very much about, I say this year, it's already halfway over, but this year has been very much about me trying to get over all those imposter syndrome insecurities, the overthinking, the perfectionists in me, and just pushing through the lack of motivation to get things done and to be more productive and to do more drawing. I feel like I'm in one of many negative feedback loops where I'm kind of doing the same things over and over again, or not doing the same things over and over again, and hoping that it will just magically, everything will be fixed, and it doesn't work that way. Everybody can tell anybody that. Sorry about the planes. Actually, there's two planes I see. Yeah, I just have to break that cycle of getting stuck in my head and just doing the work, and it's gonna just benefit me in the long run to push through. Like, I feel like as a creative person, especially with a lot more control of my time and my life, I'm good at pushing it off because I have nobody there to enforce it, you know what I mean? Which, you know, my former employer, my mentor, the owner of the shop that I worked at, that's exactly what he warned me about doing this when I decided to pursue my own studio, and he was right. But you know, sometimes you need to learn things on your own and experience the negative impact of it before you can finally be like, oh yeah, you know what, that is true. Let's recourse and figure out a new way of doing things so that things can be better. And so that has been my mission in this year of 2026, is to just start pushing myself again. You know, you get comfortable in the convenience, like life isn't bad, so it gets comfortable and you just kind of do the same thing over and over again, waiting for the cycle to break itself. But it's really up to us in our own lives to be the catalyst to make that happen. So I'm acknowledging that in myself, and that was my mission today, was to do my tattoo and jump into drawing. And spoiler alert, the tattoo took me longer than I wanted it to, so that immediately domino affected my mindset to be like, well, it took me longer, now it's later in the day, here's all the excuses as to why I should be lazy and procrastinate and put it off. And I did just that. I probably sat in my computer chair watching stupid videos for an hour and a half, maybe almost 2 hours. And then I decided to finally just get out of the studio, go get some water, go get some snacks, go get, you know, some air. That's a big thing too, is we are really good at isolating and insulating ourselves, and I'm such a victim of that, or not a victim, a just culprit of that. I let myself just stew inside, and it's good to be bored and let yourself stare at a wall for a certain amount of time, but it wasn't doing me any justice. So I got out, took a break, took a ride down to the gas station to get some water and some protein shakes and some, again, some air and some space from the cave, which, if I haven't already mentioned, this is my studio. It's not obvious because there's no signage or anything alluding to it, and I just rely on people to magically figure it out. So we'll get to that eventually, but yeah, and it did work. It was the break I needed. I just needed to get some sunlight and some air and rehydrate, which, if you haven't hydrated, if you haven't eaten, nourish yourself. Take a break. If you're watching this and you realize you haven't eaten or you haven't had enough water, stop and go get something, because it's important. Because you need fuel to be able to get things done. I know that's so obvious, but again, another thing that I'm a culprit of is I get to my studio, I eat a little breakfast in the morning, and then I spend the whole day just like barely snacking, and just, again, even that has pushed me into a spiral of, now I'm like an anxious eater, or like my anxiety hinders my appetite and I need to break that. But again, separate issue, I don't need to go down that rabbit hole. But lesson of that is, take a moment, go eat, go get your drink, go get your water. And I was able to take that break, go get my needs met. That sounds weird. I was able to take that break and take some space, and I got to come back and just pick out a little piece of paper and just trust my instincts. I found one reference that I really liked and just tried to, take pieces of it that I liked structurally and add my own flair. And I'm pretty happy with how it's come out. Of course, I didn't get as much done as I wished that I did, but all that matters is that I did something. I was productive. I was able to push the needle a little bit, and you can do it too. So if I can do it, anybody can. So moral of the story is, push yourself, take your breaks, step away when you need to, but when you need to focus, even though you don't really feel inspired or motivated, that doesn't mean that it's not possible to still get it done. So learn from me, because I don't have anybody telling me that. And if I do, I'm probably ignoring them and not listening to them. So I have myself to blame. So I'm not really sure where to go with this. It's kind of probably going to piggyback off of a video that I made the other day where I was saying how stuck I was. And yeah, I feel like that this is a step in the right direction. And hopefully I can continue down this path and know to take a break when I need to. But when the time is there to put yourself through the motions of getting something done, it can be done, even if you don't feel like I think, you know, it's easy to get stuck in that mindset like, oh, I'm only ever going to be able to accomplish anything if I feel driven to do it or I feel the motivation. But clearly that's not the case. You have to just start somewhere, and it may not come out how you want it to, but that doesn't mean that it's not a good idea to try. You know, failing is the only way to succeed. I hate how cliche that phrase is. I've heard that a million times, but it's so true. So I'm living proof that, you know, taking one small step can lead to where you want to get to. All you have to do is just try, and you'll get somewhere. Is it where you think you're going to get? Maybe not. It could be, but maybe not. And not knowing is kind of the fun of life, you know. I could get into a whole other tangent about how much control we have in our day-to-day lives now and how it's making it difficult to function when you have so much choice. But again, a separate issue. We won't go down that rabbit hole. We're going to avoid 5 rabbit holes in this one conversation. But yeah, again, I don't know how to sign this off, but thanks for listening to me ramble. Hopefully you took something from it. And yeah, I guess comment below what you do to push yourself through the lack of motivation. Is there something that gets you in the mode, or maybe some music, maybe a podcast that you like? That's always my problem, is it's hard for me to find something that will get me focused enough that, you know, I'm not sitting in silence, but it's so easy for me to put music on, or a podcast or a show or a movie, and I get kind of enveloped in what's happening, and then I don't get as much done as I should. So any advice with that, please drop it in the comments, because I would love it. And yeah, I'm gonna try to keep spending these moments where there's hopefully nobody here, where I feel a little bit more comfortable, and put out, I don't know, that's kind of the thing too, is I don't really know what these videos are meant to look like. I feel like I have been jogging my mind, I think that's the right word, right? Jogging my mind for the past handful of years, trying to come up with a theme or a format for the videos that I want to do, and I just gotta stop. I just have to stop thinking that I need that. Like, it doesn't matter, it can be free form. I think that's what people want nowadays. That's what I want. I don't like there to be like some sort of set thing you have to have in every episode of something. Like, I like there to be some fluidity, so I'm gonna try to be more fluid with this stuff. Maybe I'll start recording some drawing and sketching, or my processes. I don't know. You guys tell me what you want to see from a tattoo artist, and I'll try to start making it, because I feel lost. I feel like there's not enough room for me in this great big whirlpool of content in the world. So it's easy for me to just feel like, oh, you know, that guy's done that, that lady's done that, that person's done that. It's all been done. Why do you want the same thing from me? So again, it's the imposter syndrome. That's a big theme of life right now, is imposter syndrome. So help me break it. Help me find the antidote. Tell me what you want to see, and I'll do my best to make it happen. So yeah, that's all I have. We're already at almost 15 minutes, so I'm sure you've had enough of me. And yeah, do all the things that you do in response to these videos, whatever you feel. Share, comment, like, add, hate, whatever. Just do it. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!